Welcome to Mind class. Today we're going to be doing some flexibility, some mobility, and stability. So we are going to do some core work. You might want a sweat towel out just for that part. I don't know if it works better or not. That's on you. We'll start kneeling, so I want you to have something really soft underneath your knees. I put my squishy mat down. If you need something even more, roll up a towel. If you have anything else that can help you with your knees, go for it, okay? Today's word is I am empowered. Feel empowered today to stretch and work to your maximum flexibility. I know my worth and lead with vitality. We're going to lead with vitality today. Play some music if you'd like. I do have some yoga music playing in the background. We're going to get on our knees and begin then. Okay, start your watches on yoga if you're tracking. I'm going to do that right now. Like I said, sweat towel if you think you might need it. Water nearby. All right, we're going to get ready and get set. We are going to come kind of wide on our knees. I'm going to grab these knee pads just in case the mat's not enough. So I want you to think about keeping your knees about hip distance, not directly underneath you here. Okay, let's open them up a little bit wider. Curl your toes under in the back. We're going to take our hands up behind our ears, elbows out wide, shoulder blades pulled together, and we're going to bow down, sink your butt back, chest towards the floor. Try to keep your back flat, draw your belly button in, and then come back up to stand. So we're just kind of hinging forward, letting our butts come back. Maybe not all the way to our heels, but just sinking back a little bit. Bow down and come back up. I'm really thinking about drawing my belly button in here and holding myself upright. As soon as we come down to our knees, it feels a little bit different than if we were standing on our feet. We have a little less of a lever and different kind of a base, so you should feel your core engaged pretty much right away. Let's go one more. Arms open up, reach, reach, reach wide, shoulder blades pulled together, chest opener, and then come into prayer. We're going to turn our upper half side to side. Center, open up your chest, shoulder blades pulled back and together, shoulders down away from your ears, chest opener. Come center to prayer. Turn, try to keep your hips forward. Okay, you're going to have to squeeze your tush. Curl your toes under, support yourself so that just from here up, your waist up, your belly button up is twisting, okay? Big deep breaths. Open and then rotate. This feels really good. I actually can feel this all the way through my obliques and hip flexors, so I like this. Again, your base changes. We're on our knees. Why does this feel so much more challenging than when we're standing? We took away half of the leg. We took away half of our base. Staying in this kneeling position, we're going to go ahead and reach side bend, slide down towards the floor, come center and do side bend other side. Tilt your head. If you were stuck between two window panes, we are not moving forward or backwards, we're just moving laterally side to side. Reaching one arm down towards the floor. So far, so good. I actually contemplated about 3 different routines, and as we're beginning this one right now, I'm so glad I chose this one. I think you're going to enjoy it. One more side bend. We're going to go ahead and drop our toes down, sink our butts back. Child's pose, but I want your hands down by your feet, forehead to the floor, so wide with your knees, toes together. Open up so your belly button can drop to the floor, and I want you to lift up. Inhale, hands come up, 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 overhead reach. Little baby back bend, chin, chest to the ceiling. And then fold forward again, come back down to your worship child's pose. This is called worship, where we have our hands back behind us, not overhead. And then we're going to go ahead and lift ourselves up, round, one vertebrae at a time. Reach, 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 reach. And then chest, chin, forehead to the ceiling. arching back slightly and then bow back down again. Take a nice deep breath and then come up one more time, reaching as high as you can to the ceiling, chest, chin, forehead, and release. Coming to all fours. Taking your right hand, we're gonna reach to the ceiling. And then take your hand, your fingertips towards your ears. We're gonna take your elbow and thread it through. And then open up, reach to the ceiling. Hand comes back behind the ear. Thread the elbow through. We're staying on the same side. We're gonna do an all fours torso rotation here on each side. So just stay on this side now. I'll tell you when to switch. Take your time. Hold where you need to hold. Reach when you need to reach, okay? Watch your hand. Head follows along with the elbow here. Supporting yourself on the opposite hand. Take one big last reach. Put your hand on the floor. And let's switch sides. So we started off with our hand up high, reaching and twisting. Take the hand to the head, and then tuck the elbow through the other armpit. Open, extend, bend, lower, and twist. If you find it's more comfortable, if you need a deeper reach, go ahead and use your hand to reach through. I think that there's this great challenge and a little bit more depth in our stretch when you take your elbow through. But if you're like, I just can't get it, you can use your arm and extend through. Finish your big, big, big stretch right here. Hand to the mat, knees directly underneath your hips. We're going into cat-cow next, okay? So with your toes, you probably want to anchor them, curl them under, and you're going to stick your tailbone up, chin up, chest up. Tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, round up, push the ground away from you, hollow out your inside. Belly drawn up to the ceiling. And then release, lift your tailbone, lift your chin, shoulders out of your ears. Draw your belly button up, tuck your tailbone, push the floor away from you, hollow out your chest, round out your center. Create some space between your shoulder blades. And then they retract back. You can kind of feel your shoulder blades squeezing together. Trying to get your neck long so that it's not creeping up into your ears. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. So just check, make sure that you have a nice base. Inhaling and exhaling, and then wiggle it out. We're going to come into a low lunge. So you can either keep your knee down or lift your back knee, add a twist. And then switch sides. So you can do this from a kneeling position. If you feel more comfortable putting your knee down, it might stretch out your hip flexor a little bit more. Okay. We're just switching sides here. So even if your knee is down, you can still twist open. And it's totally okay. Today, we're moving through and being flexible, trying to loosen everything up, get some mobility going, so it's okay to take it to the knee today if you prefer that option. Or stretch that back heel nice and long if you prefer that option. All right, I'm gonna ask you to come to your feet and stay nice and low. We're gonna stay in a low squat rock, so we're kind of shifting side to side. This is kind of your frog pose. If you're like so far forward, your chest is like this, I want you to come up and keep it a little bit higher, okay? If you cannot keep your chest up down here and your chin up down here, then don't come down as far, okay? It's also a very intense move, so if you need to come up and wiggle it out, that's fine too, but just a little shifting side to side. It's pretty intense for my hips right now, so I'm just gonna come up here. Wiggle it off. Don't come too far away from your mat or the floor because we're coming back down to our bottoms, okay? So work your way down, take a seat. We've got hip swivels, so we're gonna allow enough space for one knee to come down and then the other knee to come down. And we're just switching, alternating sides. If you want to rock it a little bit faster, you can. If you want to hold it a little bit longer, I'm going to do the holds. We're going into our stability section next. Stability meaning core. We're going to fire up our abs. There'll be some plank work, so get ready for it, okay? We're going to start with a sit first. Go ahead and extend your legs forward. Find yourself on your sit bone. So we'll go back and forth and then even out those bones on your sit bone, on your butt, okay, your sit bones. And then take one leg out and the other leg out. Sit up nice and tall. All right, we're going to take arms out like a T, and we're going to saw, kind of like reach forward, opposite foot. And I want you to twist, reach forward, come back to that tall position, sit, reach forward. This is the stretchier part of the core section, okay? Just so you know. But we do want to reach forward, sit up tall, reach forward, sit up tall. I'm doing a nice stretch here. We're trying to pull the belly button in as I sit up tall. All right, I said sit up tall, right? Legs back together again. Nice and tall through your posture. Arms can come out to the side, and preferably, I'd like you to take your arms up overhead. We're just gonna hold this L position. See how we're the shape of an L? An L shape for a whole minute. It's 45 seconds left now. So draw your belly button in, stack your shoulders over your hips. Things are going to shake, that's okay. Hold up nice and tall posture. So we're just balancing on our sit bones in this L position. That's why I said get on your sit bones, get yourself even. In 15 seconds, we're going to lay back in a straight line, and we're going to do some curl-ups, okay? So go ahead and tuck your chin, round your spine, curve down like we're making the letter C. Reach up overhead, straight arms. Arms come back up. As your arms come forward, you tuck your chin, round your spine. It's like a Pilates roll up that we've done before. A lot of times we roll back, so you're going to reach forward, roll back, curve, 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 curve until you get to the bottom, and then shoulders and chin untucks. Come back again. Tuck your chin, round your neck, round your spine. Come forward. You have to use your belly button to pull yourself forward and then to support yourself on the way back. Okay, so abs tucked in tight right there. Curl, release, and then curl again. Let's go one more. Control it. Don't just flop your body down. You're getting really close to this bike now. All right, go ahead and come back up to that sit position. We're going into a V-sit. So feet and knees are about hip distance. We're making a V shape with our body. So we're leaned back, shoulders pulled down and back, chest is lifted, arms can come right here. Okay, and then let me show you options. I'm going to stay here just because of the intensity on my hip flexors today, but otherwise you can lift your feet. You can take your arms up, you can take your arms here. Okay, there's options that you have You could lean back a little bit more. Okay, so your V-sit is your own personal way, okay? Arms up to a T, feet down, feet up. Try not to push your heels to the ground. I want them to just be gently grazing the ground right here. You're lifting yourself up with your core and holding that chest up nice and tall. This is it in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put your hands down behind you. All right, you can go ahead and take your fingertips, point them towards your bottom. Come into a reverse tabletop position. This is where we're going to start, okay? Everybody's here. If you need to angle out your fingertips slightly to the corner of your room, that's fine. I don't want your hands turned backwards. I don't want your fingertips facing away from you, okay? You can graduate this reverse tabletop, lift your butt up really high, to a reverse plank. You'll put your legs out straight ahead of you, lift your hips to the ceiling, dig your heels into the ground, chin up, chest up. Really squeeze your glutes. This is your reverse core plank, right? You're working your core in plank, it's just reversed. So this is why I didn't want you to turn your fingertips the other way. Lift your butt a little bit higher, no matter which position you're in. Push the ground away from you, lift a little bit taller. We've got 5 seconds, and you get to sit after this. And down, okay. Coming over to a side plank. So you can go on your hand, your elbow, your knee, or your toe. I'm gonna go elbow and toe. We're holding a side plank for now 50 seconds, but it would have been a whole minute, okay? Top leg is your front leg, or you stack your feet. Shoulder is right over your elbow or your hand. So check yourself. You're in a straight line down, okay? A lot of times I see people with their feet forward and their butts back and they're trying to hold it so hard. That's what we need to keep everything straight, straight, straight. Hips are facing forward. They're not turning towards the ground. You're opened up, okay? These are all the checkpoints, the bad habits people get into. So fix yourself, okay? Especially this top leg, a lot of people start feeling weak, so they turn their hip. Open it up, stack your hip one over the other, shoulder stacked over, one over the other. Chest is open, hips are open for 5 more seconds. And lower it down, come to your elbows. On your knees or your toes, elbows are stacked just underneath your shoulders. Your butt is not up here. Your butt is here. Tuck your tailbone towards your chin, okay? Hips towards your chin. Little taps, side to side, or you're holding plank. You can come to your knees. I still want your belly down and your tailbone tucked, and you can still tap. Go 3 points on the ground from your knees, okay? Keep going. Settle myself here. They're little lateral taps, itty bitty. I told you we're gonna fire a core today and you might sweat. So this is what I was talking about. We are going to the side plank on the other side, so remember which side you did. We still have about 12 more seconds here. Butts down, because as soon as I say start tapping your foot, your butts go up. And as soon as we're holding this long enough, your butts go up. Tilt your tailbone, tuck, 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 tuck. All right. Whew. There's your heart rate elevated. All right, coming to elbow, hand, toes or knees on the other side, side plank. All right, so you've got your hips stacked over your other hip, your shoulder stacked over your shoulder. We're not down like this, we're opened up. You can put your hand on your hip, your hand in the sky. You can even take your hand down here. Just don't tilt the rest of your body, okay? Open up your chest, open up your hips. Lift your hips to the ceiling. You should feel that oblique holding you up in place. Your top oblique, your bottom oblique, your left, your right, they're both working together right now. You've got 14 seconds. Trying to see the timer from here. We got this. We're going to all fours next, so stay with me in this plank. I know it's a long time. Challenge yourself and come down to all fours. All right, next up, breathe. We're going shoulder taps on all fours. Okay, keep it simple right now. I'm going to tell you how to escalate this in just a second. But just right now, for the purpose of breathing, drawing your belly button in, flat back, knees on your hips, hands on your shoulders, shoulder taps. If you would like to increase the intensity, make this more challenging, you're going to curl your toes under, float your knees, Tap, try not to rock your body. That's the hardest part, is trying not to let your body move as you hover your knees about 2 inches off the floor, okay? I don't want them up here and your butt up here. I want your back flat like you've got your favorite drink on it. Butts down, knees hovering, and yes, it burns. Come to all fours. We're gonna do a 30-second hold bird dog, okay? So opposite arm, opposite leg hold. Reach with your fingers. Flex your back foot, lead with your heel. All right, hand underneath the shoulder, knee underneath your hip. Curl your bent knee, toe under to hold yourself in place. Breathe. Reaching with your fingertips, reaching with your heel, squeeze your glute, squeeze your shoulder blade, lengthen your neck, and switch sides. Spread your fingertips wide, give yourself that base. With the hand that's on the ground, your other hand, you can just, make a blade. Reach forward. Flex your foot, lead with your heel, squeeze your glute, squeeze your thigh. Draw your belly button in. Reach out of your body with your arm. Shoulder blade pulled down and back. Release. Okay, are you ready to stretch now? You did it, you made it through stability. I'm sweating, so my heart rate is up. We asked our body to do a little bit more work today. That's okay. It's good for us, promise. Okay, we're gonna come into an adductor stretch. We only have 30 seconds here, so I'm gonna become sink back. The leg that's out, take that arm, reach it, thread it through, and hold here. So we're doing leg out, arm thread through. So if it's your right leg, it's your right arm threaded through. Sink your bottom back. Your top arm is reaching out. You can be twisted at your torso a little bit here. And then you're going to take your hands, if it's your right leg, you're going to take your right arm and angle it forward, and then draw back. We're at like an angled abductor stretch. So right leg's out and right arm's diagonal. Does that make sense? Sink back. Feel a nice big stretch through your lats. Your serratus, those muscles that we use for plank, running along your rib cage. And then switch legs. Come to your other knee, other leg comes out. So if it's your left leg, it's your left arm, it's gonna thread through, lay yourself on down. Oops, the glitchy in the screen, there's glitches. You got me, you're with me, right? I just saw the screen skip a frame. It's probably lagging and then it just caught up with itself. I think you can still hear me though. That's the good thing. All right, if it's your left leg that's out, it's your left arm that's gonna diagonal forward. You're gonna reach and then sink back. So you've got that really great stretch along the side of your body. Still opening up your groin area and your thigh. I'm still recovery breathing from all that core work. All fours, take your right leg forward, foot down, stack yourself. We're gonna rock forward and back. Now hold forward. Option is to rotate. And if it's too much, come back to rocking, forward and back. Push your heel into the floor in front of you. Hip flexor stretch forward, and a twist. We're going to sink back. Hamstring stretch. Heel down, toe up. And then walk yourself to a low lunge. Knee up if you can. Hold this. Open up your hip. You want to rock it open a little bit. And then come back down, kneeling to your hamstring stretch. And when you're ready, come back to your low lunge, open up your hip. Hips should be super loose now to get some good length. And if you want to come back into that hamstring stretch. Belly button towards your thigh, toe up. Hardest part is try to get that toe straight up. You might need to use your hand and help yourself out a little bit, get a deeper stretch there. We're going to go into a 90-90. So bend your front leg, bend your back leg. We're going to fold forward. When you're ready, walk yourself to the side. So you're walking to yourself with the front leg side. Okay, so with your right leg forward, you're walking yourself to the right. And then when you're ready, come back forward. And when you're ready, walk yourself back to the right again. So we're just going 2 directions, forward and one side. If you like one stretch over the other, just hold yourself there. Walk yourself out of it, come back to all fours. We're going to take the left leg forward. We have to do everything again on the other side. So our hip flexor stretch here, we're going to rock forward and back, forward and back. When you're ready, hold it forward, add your twist, your rotation. And you can move between the two. Rock and hold, twist and hold. Hamstring stretch, sink back. All right, so in the program, in the workout, it actually is just a low lunge, and I'm like, oh no, we're doing our hamstrings too. We're gonna rock back and forth from our hamstring to our low lunge, open up your hip. I think we need a little bit of both today. What do you think? Remember, you can use your hand to help manipulate your toe to the ceiling, because a lot of times you either want to turn out or just not flexed enough, and then as soon as you put your hand in there and lift it just a little bit, you get a deeper stretch in the calf and the hamstring. If you're coming into your low lunge, put your back heel to the wall, open up your hip a little bit. So you can take this knee to the side wall, open it up a little bit more. And you can switch between the two stretches. Coming into 90-90 on this side, so take that leg forward. Oh boy, let's see if I can get up there. Get yourself to 90-90, fold forward. It's gonna take me a second. It's taking me even longer because the latency is very slow today on the screen. It's almost true though, I'm taking that long. I'm very, very slow today. And walk yourself, if it's your left leg, you're gonna walk yourself to the left. And come forward again. I'm going to have to look at my settings because they just look very, very laggy. You know, the blessing of technology is, though, that I get to do this with you and we don't have to be together. Like, even though it's a little bit slow, think about this. This is like me. I have no technical background at all. Streaming to you live, we're so fortunate we can do that. So that's the way I look at it. We're so fortunate. All right, we're going to come into a butterfly. We're doing a roll back here. So your feet are going to be together. You can hold your ankles or your shins. We're going to kind of roll back and then come forward. roll back, come forward. If the roll back is too much to stay in butterfly, I currently cannot do a butterfly stretch. My hips are not functioning. That is the truth. We have one more thing to do after this, so about 20 seconds of your rollbacks. If you are doing great in butterfly, I want you to really pull your knees out to the side. Get that good stretch. Rock and roll. And then go ahead and take your legs straight, straight, straight. Arms up to a T. Bend one knee. Twist, torso, twist right here. Maybe you got a little back correction. Oh, nice. When you're ready, do the other side. Try to keep your shoulder on the ground. All right, then with both knees bent, go ahead and swivel side to side. And if you want to make it a little bit bigger, open up the legs a little bit wider, do your hip swivels. And this is where we're ending today. So find that yummy, yummy stretch. Live in it for a minute. And that is time. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath. If you want to stay here for a little bit longer, I think I might do that. I might come back into this pose and just stay here and let it stretch out. Then please do. Otherwise, I will see you back here tomorrow. We've got kickboxing. To find what routine we're doing, because I think it's time for, nope, we did a new one last time. So, okay, so we're going to repeat the same one we did last time, because I think it's a new one. We've only done it once. All right, have a great day. Thank you for joining. I hope you feel amazing. And what was our word again? It was an elevated? No. Empowered.